The excavation site on Ventur 4 buzzed with activity. Scientists, mercenaries, and treasure hunters alike had been drawn to rumors of a long-dead alien civilization and its legendary war beasts. These creatures, the Kareth, were said to be nearly indestructible, weapons bred for battle by a species that had vanished millennia ago. Deep within the ruins, amidst collapsed towers and eerie alien glyphs, they found it, a single Kareth, its massive form lying dormant in a stasis pod. The beast was twice the size of a bear, its obsidian-like armor glinting even in the dim light. Its sharp, intelligent eyes remained closed, yet the very sight of it sent shivers down the spines of all present. No one dared to approach the pod. No one except Commander Elias Vren. ##### choice. Elias was a veteran of the Galactic Marine Corps, now working as a freelance explorer. He'd seen his fair share of combat and lost more comrades than he cared to remember. But as he stared at the slumbering creature, something stirred inside him, a mix of awe and sympathy. "You're all cowards," he said to the team of armed mercenaries and scientists standing at a distance. "It's asleep. It's probably been asleep for thousands of years. Let it out." "Commander," a scientist stammered, "this thing could kill us all. It's a Kareth. The records don't tell us why it fought," Elias interrupted. "Maybe it was just a soldier like me, following orders." Ignoring their protests, Elias keyed in the sequence to deactivate the stasis pod. The air grew heavy as the creature stirred. A low growl rumbled through the chamber, and the alien beast's eyes snapped open, glowing red as it scanned its surroundings. The mercenaries raised their weapons. "Hold fire!" Elias barked. The creature rose to its full height, towering over the humans. It growled again, a baritone sound vibrating through their chests. Then it stopped and fixed its gaze on Elias. Slowly, it lowered its massive head, almost in acknowledgement. #### bond forged in blood. The Kareth, which Elias nicknamed Ragnar, showed no hostility toward him, though it snarled at anyone else who came near. Ragnar followed Elias everywhere, its massive form a looming shadow. The scientists theorized that the creature had imprinted on Elias, recognizing him as its new commander due to some ancient genetic coding or formal link. It wasn't long before Ragnar proved its worth. Raiders, attracted by rumors of the ancient weapon, attacked the excavation site. Chaos erupted as plasma fire lit up the ruins. Elias shouted to the team, "Fall back. I'll hold them off." But before he could act, Ragnar roared, a sound so deafening it stopped the raiders in their tracks. The beast charged, its armor deflecting plasma bolts, its claws tearing through attackers like tissue paper. Elias watched in awe as Ragnar systematically dismantled the enemy. Despite its ferocity, it never harmed the excavation team. After the battle, Ragnar returned to Elias's side, lowering its head as if awaiting orders. #### a soldier's heart. Over time, Elias learned more about Ragnar. Beneath the terrifying exterior was a creature capable of loyalty and even tenderness. It responded to Elias's voice and gestures, protecting him fiercely, but never being unnecessarily aggressive. One evening, as they camped under the twin moons of Ventur 4, Elias sat beside Ragnar, stroking the alien war beast's armored flank. "You're not just a weapon, are you?" Elias muttered. "You're a soldier. You fought for someone once, just like I did." Ragnar rumbled softly, almost as if in agreement. The scientists discovered ancient records suggesting that the Kareth were not mindless killers, but deeply bonded to their handlers. When their creators fell in a catastrophic war, the creatures had no purpose left. That knowledge made Elias even more determined to give Ragnar a new life, one not defined by violence. Hashtag Heroes of the Galaxy. Word of Ragnar spread, and soon both bounty hunters and military factions sought to claim the beast. He's not a weapon, Elias told them. He's family. When an alien armada threatened a nearby colony, Elias and Ragnar were called into action. Ragnar's size and strength turned the tide of battle, saving thousands of lives. The colonists hailed both man and beast as heroes, their bond a symbol of unity between species. But to Elias, Ragnar was more than a symbol. He was a reminder that even in the darkest corners of the galaxy, there was room for trust, friendship, and redemption. Hashtag a legacy of trust. Years later, Elias and Ragnar retired to a quiet planet, living out their days in peace. The galaxy would never forget the ancient war beast and the brave human who dared to see it not as a monster, but as a friend. As Elias sat on his porch, watching Ragnar nap in the sun, he smiled. Looks like we both found our purpose after all, buddy. And for the first time in centuries, the Kara finally knew what it felt like to be loved.